Hello and welcome back to the second half of the season 7 here in Malaysia Sim Racing League MSRL. We are heading to Baku. My worst track, my most hated track, but we are here anyway. RNG said, let's race here, Nick. So it's sprint race, reverse grid sprint race, 9 laps of it, and then we have a 50% race to follow on. And it is dynamic weather, so things can happen today. We are still waiting for the elusive rain race other than the first round that we had.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting given Baku not as narrow as Monaco last week, but it is still a street circuit. We don't have much runoff except for a couple of runoffs in turn 1 and turn 2. Other than that, it's pretty much wall all everywhere. It's everywhere you see, it's all walls. Good thing here that it's a little bit wider, but we have known from past races here that overtaking isn't any better compared to Monaco. So it's going to be interesting to see how drivers qualify. Sprint race definitely is going to be favorable. It's going to be total chaos. But
let me correct you there, Nick.
For us.
No qualification today because it is a reverse grid sprint, right? So the grid is set according to the reverse order of the championship, which means we'll have some. Well, I won't say some overtakes. We'll have a lot of overtakes, a lot of checkups as well, and yeah. If you remember back to Miami in round 2, we had a reverse grid sprint as well, and things really get spicy when faster drivers are trying to get past the slower drivers up in front, and we might see some surprises. Some drivers may get a good result out of this. So we have 10 minutes here in practice session, so drivers could get used to the equipment, load their setups. In case someone starts it early in the sprint race, right? So at least you get your formalities out of the way, setups are done, and all that stuff. But yeah, Nick, overtaking in the corners, possibly an option here, but we have the long straight from the end of sector 3, start of sector 3, all the way down into turn 1. I suppose that's where we're going to be seeing most of the overtakes. In the corners though, I don't think turn 8 is an option.
Honestly, I feel like most of turn 8 at the castle section. But honestly, I feel like most of the overtake is going to be done after the castle section, where things are a little bit widening up. Turn 12 is a good place maybe if you can get a good run, but it's a bit too slow to do any overtake here. Usually people get a good run down 13, 14, and then maybe have a great dive at 15, where infamously Vettel cried about Lewis Hamilton brake checking him there. And then maybe if you can't do it on 15, maybe do it on 16. If not, it's going to be a long DRS top speed race all the way to turn 1. And usually I feel like that's where people overtake. If not, it's like the first half of the track's pretty much just a train.
Yeah, that's where we will hopefully see some overtaking here. Assuming the weather stays dry, it's going to be a lot easier to overtake in that sense. But I promised the drivers today I'll keep the telemetry off, even though it actually loaded. So before the race, I'll keep it off just so it adds on a little bit of suspense in the commentary box as well, and for our viewers in the chat, which have been here way earlier than we had been, Nick. So hello to them, hello everyone, and we have Rono in the chat as well, who's celebrating Gawai in Sarawak, I presume. So happy festival days to everyone, and it's also a public holiday over here in Monday, so I'm pretty sure a lot of us would like to go out and touch grass tomorrow. But now back to the track, let's touch some glass instead. 10 minutes of practice, Nick. What would you do during this practice sessions before heading into a tough race? I'll say something like Baku.
Well, it's obviously you have to check out if everything's working. For me, at least, I'll make sure crew chief is running. I'll make sure any sort of telemetry that I have in the background's running, making sure any sort of feedback that I have is there. Force feedback is important, making sure I hit all my marks. Definitely not the time to push the car, as you see the Alpine just smack the wall right there. It's about the time for you to learn how to take it slow. It's not the time for you to hot lap. You have to remember that even though we have sprint, we have the main race. You don't really win the race on lap 1. So it's definitely important for drivers to just remind themselves where they are, remind themselves how much power they're supposed to put down, not get themselves smacked into the wall every single corner, learn how to brake when there's someone in front of you, because most of the time drivers try to practice on time trial, but it's also important to remember where your braking points are when there's someone in front of you.
Right. Big words, big advice there from Nick, one of our most experienced drivers as well. I sure hope drivers who are listening into the live stream right now can take some pointers just before the race gets started. And last time out we were in Monaco, where qualifying position is everything. This time around we are in Baku, where qualifying position is not be all if you make a bad decision in the race, you can still fight back. Plus, because it's a sprint race, you're going to be starting at the back anyway if you're leading the championships or you're ahead in the championships. So you'll have to showcase your skills today, which is, for us, it's nice to watch. Pretty sure the drivers will have differing opinions, but here they are anyway, all 20 of them. So we'll get a show of overtaking and defending here, and getting a good result here in sprint, Nick, I think sets you up nicely for the main race, which is even longer here, 26 laps.
Well, it really depends. I feel like maybe it's just because I'm used to staying behind drivers. I am known to be not as an aggressive driver. I feel like at the end of the day, it's all about making sure that you actually complete both races, regardless. Being a little bit too aggressive when you are trying to gain positions is not favorable when you are having to rack up penalty points as well as time penalties at the back end. So it's important to just make sure that you are very careful in your race, very calculative, making sure that you are clean and clear as you race along, and be happy in what positions you have. It is a sprint race weekend. Some might say that it might be unfavorable, but sometimes if you are very competitive, you might want to rush it, but sometimes it's just not in your hands, and sometimes you just have to accept it just to make sure that you are able to finish the race with points and stuff, either being in the wall or having unnecessary penalties for the season.
Yes, speaking of penalties, we do have Tomo here in P9, who's going for his outlap right now. He will be serving a qualifying ban for accumulating 6 penalty points in the season. Unfortunate, of course. We've seen he's driving pretty cleanly at most of the times, but sometimes during the heat of the moment, you make a wrong decision and you end up costing yourself a position or two, costing someone else their front wing and their race as well. So he will be starting at the back. So this will be a race where he will want to make sure he will be getting a good result in the sprint, and then take it from there for the main race. So we know he's got the pace, probably for the top 5, top 6 around here, but it's starting all the way back here in the sprint today. So it's going to be crucial for him. And well, that's one driver who has to contend with unfortunate circumstances here.
Well, I have to ask one thing as well. You did say that he has a quali ban, but as we know here tonight, there is no qualifying this time around. So what's gonna be the outcome for Tomo for this sprint race?
Yes, good question there. So qualifying ban will be converted into back of the grid start for sprint races, which is exactly what Tomo is serving here for the sprint race. So well, I guess either way you're starting at the end, but there are 2 races to go, so there's more chances actually to make up the positions rather than only one main race. So I'd say in some sense he's lucky to have the quali ban in this race rather than in the next races where there's no sprint races. But yeah, that's a race for him to lose today. He has 2 opportunities to make up for the positions. And before we get into the sprint race, we have about a minute or 2 left before we hit the 50-minute mark, and a 2 minutes cool down after that. By 48, everyone will have to be ready for the sprint. Let's give a little bit of attention to our driver of the day from the last race, Lemon Boy. What a race, Nick. He started all the way back, probably in the last 3 or 4 grid slots. He made it up to P5 in the race in Monaco. Now that's something, considering it's a place where you do not even consider overtaking as an option. You'll just have to drive behind drivers for the rest of the race. But we did see some incidents and then safety cars and whatnot, and that actually turned it around for him, right? He stayed out on all the safety cars bar 1 to fit on the hard tires for his stint, and then he stayed out from there on, defended against faster drivers all behind him. And well, there were plenty of incidents as well, but we saw how cleanly he did it. On the limit of being clean, right? I think that's something you always advocate. It was just clean enough. Unfortunately, Monaco is pretty tight. Will we see something like that today, Nick? Is there a possibility of an underdog taking it to the big guys today?
Oh, it really depends. It obviously Lemon Boy definitely got very lucky, as well as just overall having good planning in terms of what to do and what not to do, and obviously by obviously making sure that you don't have any incidents in the race. But honestly, Baku's a bit wider. I would say that overtaking opportunities are way much better here, especially down into the main straight. It won't be as narrow as Monaco, and your straights are long enough that you can do an overtake organically, at
Right.
least compared to Monaco. So it's definitely I don't know. I have more hopes here. Also, given that it might also catch some drivers off guard, given how open it is. Some might just put their guard down and just crash themselves into the wall.
Exactly. And given how high speed these corners are with very low downforce, most of the time you'll be heading into the braking zones, thinking about the one thing: are you gonna lock your rears? Are you gonna lock your fronts? Or are you gonna hit the guy in front? Or what's gonna happen? Right? All these things will be running in their mind. We were quickly riding on board here with Azwan, AJ in the other Mercedes here. Both Mercedes are here finally for once. And they are still leading the championship after Monaco, but not by much. The lead has been cut down to probably just a single digit right now to the Williams team and also the not Mercedes, the McLaren team. So it's a three-way fight right now between Mercedes, Williams, and McLaren at the top, and then well, I think from now on every driver has to show up in order to keep fighting for this championship. The thing is, last time out, Aswan was stuck behind Lemon Boy the whole race, and this time around with open tracks, that's probably a better opportunity for him to get past the drivers ahead of him as well. Folliot will be the last driver to retire from the session, as we have finally hit the 50-minute mark and the 2 minutes grace period has been triggered. So everyone's into the pits, nice and dandy. Nick, we love it when drivers are on time, right? Unlike us who we were late today.
I mean, to be fair, drivers have been here for half a season. Definitely, most of them are getting used to not adhering to our unusual rules. We do have a bit more hand-holding in terms of what we do, but I'm glad drivers are following it. I'm glad drivers are appreciating our approaches to this, and just make sure that we're not here at like the Wild West. That's very important.
Right. You'll have to excuse me, Nick, because I was laughing while he was speaking because I'm looking at the chat and everyone's just talking funny threads, jokingly take out this person or that person, and you love to see some banter, right? And the drivers who not able to join us today, of course, they're cheering on their teammates, their replacements as well, and we can see, our drivers who are currently in the lobby as well, are taking some part in the banter. We love to see that, and yeah, half a season being in, and then it was the expectation at the start of the season that drivers will eventually get used to the the procedures that we have around here. We try to keep it as simple as possible, and we have to thank the drivers as well for being so cooperative and keeping things easy. So well, that's one for them, and if I could, we probably will just give an extra point for being the nicest person on the server, but that's not in the rules, right? Maybe for next season, I don't know.
We should get a certain trophy for being the most toxic people we have.
Well, let's not get started on that, Nick. We might have a few more to talk about after this race because sprint race is about to begin. Yeah. Well,
Definitely getting yanked away by Delvin. So no, shut up.
not
Not
today,
allowed.
Nick. Not today.
Not today. Not allowed to start drama for MSRL yet. But yeah, as we know, drivers are now waiting for 2 minutes for our cooldown. We allow drivers to do that, mainly to get a drink, go to the bathroom, get your setups ready. It's all to make sure that drivers are well prepped for our league races. And usually, drivers adhere to it until someone accidentally presses the start button, either through scrolling through the menu too fast, or an accidental press, or just straight out forgot. Some drivers do admit that they're at fault, some just keep quiet, but we always advise drivers to always speak up when they mess up, because at the end of the day, we all understand that sometimes we mess up, and it's not good to have that kind of advantage against your drivers once in a while.
Yeah, and like the famous saying goes, it's just a game, bro. Well, yeah, it is a game. It's not a full sim, but whatever. Everyone's here to have fun. Things can go wrong. Sometimes things go right, and that's part and parcel of racing and real life, right? In general, Nick. Some life lessons going on here just before we go into Baku sprint race. But yeah, I have no more words for things that have been going good. Of course, there are things that can go bad as well, but we manage what we can. Speaking of which, we'll have to probably look at incidents right after the race, which is gonna be tremendous, right? It is Baku. We're expecting incidents, but at the same time, you can expect the drivers to be suddenly overly cautious and super clean.
To be fair,
Well,
are you expecting more than Monaco? I'm not expecting more than Monaco. I'm expecting some argy-bargy on turn 1 and turn 2, but honestly, I have a little bit of faith of the drivers. Drivers are starting to find a balance between respectful and competitive, to a point where there are still some simple mistakes that we don't like. But at the end of the day, everyone's out there to be there, and I'm always glad that drivers are reporting incidents. Obviously, we can always improve, but it's always nice to see drivers have some respect and always be interactive within the league.
Yeah, I sure hope it doesn't surpass Monaco standards. We had 19 reports, out of which one or two were duplicates of each other. But yeah, 19 incidents reported, and that was just Monaco alone. And now we have a sprint race and a main race around Baku, which is well, prone to incidents, right? Whether it's real life or in the sims, we are expecting incidents. But yeah, maybe drivers will be cautious after half a season, and now there's a lot more in contention here, especially with the championships getting tighter, and then we are starting to see some of the positions start to unravel. Drivers may want to take it a little easy on the first 2 laps at least. Speaking of which, it has been 2 minutes. Thank you, Tuna. Yes, it has been more than 2 minutes. So let's get the party started around here, Nick. So,
as
well,
gets
unfortunate.
Gets E8, but as we said, it depends on the drivers. We are still waiting on the drivers. Drivers are getting ready on the grid as Dalvin rushes to invite Tuna in if it's available.
Well,
but
the thing is, if I
they joined
now,
it. They joined it.
It's gonna get me stuck. Oh, Tuna's here. All right, there we go. It's about to start. As Tuna says, he should not have asked for it. It just got him put. Unfortunate. Yeah. That's how luck plays out sometimes. But here we go, Nick. Take it away for the start of the sprint race once again. The AlphaTauri is on the front row.
5 red lights. In reverse grid and 5 red lights. Oh, someone jumped the start.
Oh, hello.
And away we go. Is that not a jump start?
Is that not a jump start?
Oh,
exactly.
That is EA being EA, and what was that? The Alpine already side by side with the 2 AlphaTauris at the front. That is gonna be annoying for them, and you have the Ferrari and someone else tangled at the back. And there's more collisions coming to turn 2. Drivers are not used to OS. Oh, this is not great. Is it gonna be a? Oh my god!
That is. Car spinning at the back already. Yikes! That's Zach went immediately.
What is going on? And that Sherry's at the back of the grid as well. What has happened to everyone? This is insane. As we see the drivers continue on, turning to turn 3 and turn 4. Definitely a lot of drivers needing new wings.
Yeah, a lot of new wings might be needed here at the start of the sprint race. Let's see the tire location as well. Everyone on the medium tires here. Looks like a few cars are going side by side already into the middle sector here, and now this is where you wanna start going a single file into the castle section here. So let's ride on board with someone. Oh, some more front wings are flying already, Nick. And that's the Ferrari who's lost their front wing, and that is Kenrick who has taken to the run-up. No, that's Vargas who's gone spinning as well into turn 8, and Zakwan is out, and that's a virtual safety car already.
My god! And there is a 5-second penalty for Naufal, for Alan for having a severe collision with Naufal. This is chaos for the drivers. Not sure what has happened, but it is unfortunate. I think we kind of underestimated the insanity that is Baku compared to Monaco.
Yeah, exactly. And we're getting information from the chat that Tuna's AI jumped the start. So technically it's not his fault, but due to an AI issue, he's managed to jump up to P4. So lucky him, he's up to P4 right now. What can he do from here, Nick, with the virtual safety car called out right now?
Well, you have to pray that you didn't cause any incidents, but other than that, just keep it alive. Some of the drivers do need to go into the pits for a change of wing. Unfortunately for Ellen, if he pits, I think he's gonna have to serve that 5 seconds. I don't think the stewards are able to do anything about that. But as for the rest, it's just making sure to keep it alive, keep the tires warm, as we get ready to get the safety car ending.
Nick. Yes, well spotted there. The Ferraris have to double stack. Oh no, not the Ferrari strats again. And there you go. Alan will have to serve the 5 second on top of being delayed there. And that is not going to go well for him. The virtual safety car is still out there. It is a long VSC here. So that might just help the drivers who have made their pit stop at the back. And Tomo has been given a drive through for spinning on the VSC, and that's not going to help him around this time as well. We go back on the on-track action. Raiden and AJ are going side by side into the middle sector now. AJ gets behind and Raiden will take over the lead of that battle. And now into the middle sector. This is where, well, it should calm down, right? But as we saw from the previous lap, not exactly calm. Oh, Tuna's out, and that's a lot of collision in the castle section, Nick.
Why, drivers, why? It's the castle section. You gotta be careful here.
Alright.
To see a Haas and a Red Bull here tangled up, there is...
Another
I don't know
VSC.
What car was that.
Another VSC.
Another VSC. Oh my god. Drivers. We also have learned that drivers, not all the drivers have been practicing here, given that unfortunately at the same time F124 is out and not all of them are free to practice, and well, it's really showing the quality of racing here as you see some of the drivers sliding, forgetting that we have a VSC ongoing right now.
Right, quick position changes here as we can see. Levi Tiger Pants making up positions all the way from P19 up to P6, so that's good for him. That will help him in his battle against Charis and Co. For the main race. He's up to P6, good starting positions. But now, second VSC, is this an opportunity for some of the front runners here to pit and get some soft tires? Looks like some of them are dumbing to go into the pits, but no one is actually going in. And it has been resumed. Race has been resumed, so no more pit lane shenanigans. We are back on action here.
I kind of wish that they gave us a little bit more time when VSC ends, but hey, as you see, race continues on, but we are still very stacked here in the train. Yeah, car side by side with Switch right now. That's Zanubi in the Alfa Romeo going down to P13. Charis right behind Switch still, so Switch definitely wants to make sure Charis is right behind, stays behind them in the sprint qualifying. But I'm on Haikal not fighting position. Raiden's not gonna give the position out so easy, but as it goes side by side a little bit.
Exactly.
Pretty respectful for both of them. As get pushed in. Right. Tomo gets a 5 second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit white line.
Oh no.
Tomo is getting penalties over penalties this time around.
Yeah, not a good start as he would have expected. The sprint race would have been the chance for him to make up positions for the main race. Unlike Levi, who's been making all the positions, and P2 and P5 for the Aston Martin so far. So good results there so far. Raiden now trying to pull away from Ayman Haikal here in P6. And there's a big train to catch up for the sprint race win. 6.5 laps to go as we're heading into the last sector. Let's just take a moment to give spotlight to Mr. Ting Tong Bell here, who has been leading the sprint race for a brief moment. And well, sometimes you just gotta deserve the spotlight, but looks like Hideo will want to spoil the party for today. It is lap 3 and DRS has been enabled, and looks like Hideo will be taking the race lead for now. Is he going to go for around the outside? Yes, it does. Around the outside, but Ting Tong defends the inside briefly and still stays ahead.
And he pushes him into the wall. That is unfortunate. Both Haas and the Aston Martin both into the wall. Unfortunate.
Collisions between Kendra and Follett, and that's a full safety car. So we don't know why the safety car is out. There has been multiple collisions out on track. Now, this is where it gets a little heated up. It's giving us flashbacks of Miami, where we had a safety car, I believe, or a VSC at least, and then now drivers are going to be probably boxing for soft tires, or will they stay out here? This is...
I think a lot of drivers have to box, as you see. The car of Hillier has to box because there is wing damage. It's going to be very unfortunate for a lot of drivers, but it's just been chaos after chaos, lap after lap. It has been not fun. Are you trying to invite Tuna? Tuna has been retired,
Yes.
so point
Well,
for now. But
he'll still have to rejoin for the main race though. But yeah, so
that's
while
fair.
Tuna's waiting to be joining the lobby, yeah, unfortunate for him, he's out of the race, and we still have 5 laps to go. We're not even halfway into the sprint race, and there's been a lot of collisions already. A lot of drivers behind. We can see, led by Lemon in P15, is on the soft tires, so advantage for them on the soft tires. Safety car still waiting for the leader at the exit of turn 2, which may present an opportunity for our race leaders here to get into the pit lane and possibly take the set of soft tires. But Nick, only 3 laps done on these mediums. They're still good to go till the end. Will you sacrifice your track position right now if you were Foliate or Ting Tong or Kendra in the front?
If you're planning on the safety car to show up, to be available for the next 2 to 3 laps, I'd say no. You are definitely not gaining your positions, given that everyone's bunched up. If you see on the map right now, you are once you go into the pits, you're basically getting pushed all the way back to the back of the grid. And given
there
that
are drivers gambling it.
Oh no!
One of
to
it
be fair,
is
he has
Kendra, who
needs to change a wing.
Oh,
he has
yeah.
no wing.
There you go, yeah. Well spotted there. Broken wing, so he will be going into the pits. Another unfortunate race for Kendra. Last time on in Monaco. Good qualifying, but he got stuck behind traffic in the main race, and funny things happen, right? So once again, he will have a fighting chance this time around from P13, P14 as he goes on. And on the restart, he will be the leading driver on the soft tires. Hidair takes the chance as well on the soft tires here, banking on the advantage of the soft tires to cut him through the field on the restart. But track position, it may matter here, it may not matter here. So 12th and 11th for the Red Bull teammates here. I suspect there might be some team games here for Kendra and Scientist here. Perhaps Kendra will be led past by Scientist to attack the front, and Scientist will follow through. That's a strat that's been applicable anywhere in the world in racing. We'll find out as we are finally at the back of the safety car. Foliate will be leading the restart once we bunch up, and for the first time, he is leading a race.
Yeah, you know what? I find funny. I realized this. I'm surprised the teams brought so many wings to this race.
Well, as you said that, I hear some rumbling in the background. It is raining in real life, and maybe get some rain in the race, Nick.
Please
I
no.
sure hope we get some
Please don't.
rain in the race in Baku to spice things up for the spectators. Pretty sure the drivers will hate me after this, but it is dynamic weather. I'm not in control, but we can jinx it.
I'm really cringing at what we already have. We basically have a VSC / safety car every lap at this point in the sprint race. I'm gonna worry that we're gonna have the safety car every single lap for the main race of the 26 laps. But for now, drivers are starting to catch up. We have a couple of drivers, actually 4 drivers here, trying to catch up into
Powerboat race, Ronald says in the chat. Well, it might be a powerboat race if it rains, right, Nick? Well, luckily for drivers, if it rains, they are able to change their setups because park firm is turned off, just because there are some glitches in the game which prevents you from, changing setups if you disconnect and whatnot before you rejoin even. Safety car is still staying on for one more lap, and we are on lap 6 out of lap 9. We will have 3 laps of racing to the end, which means lap 7 and lap 8, all overtakes will be done on brute force, on tire advantage alone, on pace advantage alone, and lap number 9, the final lap, you will have DRS on the run down from turn 2, right, and also at the end of the sector 2, starting from sector 3 all the way down to the finish line. So it's gonna be a race till the end from here on. It is a proper sprint within a sprint here. 3 laps to go.
Are you sure about that? I got a feeling we might get another safety car again.
Nah, Nick, there's no more safety. Well, with 2 laps to go, there's usually no more safety cars in the game. So this is the one and only restart we'll get now. No more safety cars. It is going to be a race till the end. But yeah, drivers will have to hope they keep it clean for now, because if they mess it up, they'll be falling down, and that's not a good starting position for the main race. Winner of the sprint will take pole position. Can Foliage shot? Can Ting Tong Bell Or perhaps Levi Tiger Pants take their first pole in MSRL. Will Ayman Haikal possibly jump the bunch ahead? It's all about to unravel. As we can see, Foliate might just have a front wing end plate damage on his right hand side. There you go.
Oh my God,
that is a wing damage on that Haas, but probably not enough to unsettle them. It is a track where you don't need that much front end grip. It's rather about preserving the rears. 3 laps to go though, but well, we'll have to see if that's going to work out. Safety car should be in at the end of this lap, hopefully, and let's see if we get a good restart around here.
Yeah, we'll have to see in a bit, but we are expecting the drivers. Are we expecting it to come in? The lights are off.
Lights are off from the safety car, so it might be in. If it's not, it's going to be a very, very late call, as the last 2 drivers on track are taking their sweet time to rejoin the traffic here. So that is delaying the safety car in lap even further. Wow, alright, so that's going to be 2 laps of sprint then. And that's going to make it even more exciting. No DRS on the last 2 laps then.
Well, I don't think the drivers are happy about that, but we'll have to make do with what we have. Honestly, it'll be the first time Charis is not going to be on pole. Actually, no, that's a lie. We have the first race where Charis was not on pole in qualifying, but
it was due to rain, right? So Tom was out. Tom was out. What's happened there? Is he disconnected? Well, we can't see him.
I don't think so. He just retired, so I think he just basically gave up. But we'll have to see what has happened with Tomo. But regardless, there's a bunch of cars lining up on there. Stopping in the middle of the track. That's definitely not ideal for the drivers here. But we are getting a very slow train here, so drivers should really try not to hit the safety car and maintain a gap. We are not racing just yet. You don't have to be that close to the car in front. You have a big leeway in terms of making sure that you are safe. It's called a safety car, not just a train. You're not coupled to the car in front. And,
safety car P1. I'm loving the chat today. Rono, I think you should not be racing anymore and be the entertainer in the chat. Just kidding though. We'll definitely miss you on track here. But yeah, banter goes on.
I think Rono's pretty happy that he's not driving this time around, given how chaotic this whole thing is. Definitely a race to spectate, not a race to drive. It's definitely something. If you spend hours practicing, you're gonna pull your hair out. But luckily for most of them, apparently, not allowed in practice, so expectations are low.
Well, this will be the safety car in lap indefinitely. It is the 3rd lap of the safety car, which means it is the in lap anyway. And with 2 laps to go, safety car will be in all the time. 2 laps, no DRS. All you have to do is make use of your tires. Top 11 on the medium tires since the start of the sprint race. Kendra onwards in P12 down to P17, all on the soft tires here. And
as we see, safety car is going to be in this lap.
I'll give it to you to take it away on this restart here for once. And yeah, all eyes on Kendra for sure. The leading driver on the medium tire, on the soft tires, against 11 drivers ahead of him on the softs. Well, let's see.
Yeah, but the train is not behaving right now, as we see. Foliate trying to bunch up the grid. Ting Wen trying to make a jump for it, but everyone's still on edge, even though the safety car is right in front. Definitely not ideal for the rest of the grid, but we're still waiting for the car to drive. I think that's Foliate on the run, and we see, I think it's
go.
Yep. And Kendra already side by side with Ernest. Almost, but will Ernest give it to Kendra? No, side by side. I think they are not giving the position. As we see them coming across a Asama of Hidir. Going to P11 though. Now next person. Bagas and Kendra gets a tap on the back by Hidir, I suppose, but saves it just enough. Hidir trying to give some space to Kendra after the tap. Ernest though down into P15, definitely had some collision there whatsoever. Kendra though trying to get as much collision.
Definitely not working out for him, but in doing so, he has given a fighting chance for his teammate. Up in front, that is now foul. Out of the race. Is that him out of the race, or is that just him spun out? It looks like he has spun out, lost his wing, and now the other Williams is under attack here. There you go. Kendra down the inside, gets the run. into the inside line, into this turn 7. He
Oh
gets it
my
done.
God.
He gets it done. Wow, that was
Oh,
close.
but he's gonna squeeze out the Williams though. Is that any being damage on that though? I
And
don't
that
think
is
there is.
another
Oh,
car
there is
around.
another
That is
driver in the
foliage.
wall.
And that is an
Oh,
Aston
no.
down as well. That's Levi. So a lot more victims here falling to the castle section. While that's been sorted out, Kendra's up to P7. Nick, take us away.
Yeah, it's gonna be very close for the. Oh, as we see, Kendra messes up. As we see, Hider is into the wall. I'm not sure what's going on with the drivers. All are trying to make positions, even though it's the final lap. As you see, the Ferrari of Kendrick as well as Bagas overtaking Hider. I think Hider has multiple warnings. I think as well as a damage from wing through all this.
Last lap, Nick. Last
Oh,
lap.
and there is Hider into the wall.
Hider spun, and that's his race over as well. And now Follett's out as well. Kendrick here, the leading driver on the soft tires. How much more can he take out of this lap? Ayman Haikal has taken the lead away from Ting Tong, away from everyone else, and now he is into P1. He's leading the final lap. Let's see how can he hold on. Raiden and Ting Tong are going side by side. Raiden is up to into P2. Aswan now may find himself in the top 3 for sprint. Can he get any closer?
Well, they're trying to definitely try to box in Charis. Charis is between the two Mercedes right now. Will Charis try to make an overtake on Aswan though? But it's definitely going to be close. He has to be very patient to not get any sort of incidents within the train that he has right now. A lot of drivers still trying to make sure that they can get the very last corners right before the crossing the finish line. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the drivers behave at the very last lap.
There you go. But half a lap to go, heading into the castle section. One last tight corner to navigate. No mistakes. And you'll... Oh, as we speak about that, almost a mistake by Aswan. Luckily for him, Ting Tong runs a little bit wide as well. No DRS also for this lap. So it's all going to be top speed down to the finishing line. Raiden Shogun has lined up Ayman Haikal for the run-up to the finishing line here. 3 tenths, 4 tenths, now 5 tenths the gap. Ayman Haikal gets the exit. Has the DRS advantage, but now can he get a good exit? 4 tenths to go. This is a race to the finish line. Ayman versus Raiden. Who's going to take pole here after the sprint race? For the main race here, it looks like Raiden Shogun does not have enough juice on the straight. Ayman Haikal will come across the line in a few seconds. Will he? Yes, he does. Comes across the line. He will finish first. He will take pole position for the main race. Aswan comes across the line to take P3. Shar is in P4. Ting Tong unfortunately falling to P5. Kendra takes home the fastest lap though. So that's a big consolation for him in P10. Helped out by his teammate as well early on. Unfortunately that he was spun out right at the end of lap number 8. Otherwise, I think he would have been somewhere near the top 5. Charis picks up the driver today.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting race, sprint race. We'll have to see the remaining races for the main race. Right now, we're just making sure we get the results for the sprint race, and then we'll continue on in a bit once we sell the grid for the main race.
Right, there we go. These are your final results for today. Ayman Haikal will take pole position. This time, it's the other McLaren on pole. So there you go, a McLaren on pole. I thought we could run away from McLaren poles, but this time Ayman proves us that it's always going to be a McLaren up in front. Is that a premonition of what's to come in real life as well, Nick? Maybe, but nevertheless,
well, consequences are higher in real life.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was pretty eventful and fun to watch, fun to commentate, fun to spectate, and but very sure it's the opposite for the drivers out on track as well. For the first time, Ayman Haikal will take pole position. That's the front row for him. His teammate in P5, and Charis, he knows what to do from the start itself. We have 26 laps coming right after this for the main race. It's a bit longer, and the grid has settled down somewhat, a little bit after the sprint race, and hopefully drivers have learned a little bit from the sprint race. Perhaps where it's a little risky to make a move, perhaps where it's safer. Pretty sure the safest place is the straight, Nick, but corners, yeah, you never know.
Or to be fair, it really depends on if you can even make it to the straights.
Well, that is that is the thing, right? If you can make it to the straights, then you can make the overtake. As you saw, some drivers had issues. Either they were tapped around or they just spun on their own, and that's it. You lose the run, you lose your chance to make an overtake. It is a flat out zone all the way from the start of the last sector, but there's a zigzag straight that you have to navigate before you arrive on the main straight for DRS. So yeah, pretty tight. We'll see if drivers will take it a little bit more cautious right after this. And yes, of course, drivers, if you have incidents, please be patient. No need to get riled up just yet. We understand it is always a race. Things can happen. Let's focus on the main race, and then we'll get on with the incidents report after that. And yeah, 2 minutes are remaining, and I think drivers are once again abiding by the 2 minutes. Nick, you love to see that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting as I let the drivers know that we're ready for the race. So it's really up to the drivers to get started. But it'll be definitely interesting to see how the drivers react to, what they are going to be racing. We know some of the faster drivers are in front now, so we might see less chaos given that there is no reverse grid here. But honestly, we'll really have to see how the rear drivers behave in terms of braking. I know that some of the drivers have a really bad habit of using other drivers as brake markers, so hopefully they learn from that. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. And this time around, the main race, we have Ayman Haikal on pole position, followed by Redden Shogun. Let's see. 5 lights are coming on, and away we go. It's once again the AI of Tuna that just jumped the race. But here we go. Off the line. Ayman gets a good start. Aswan gets a good start as well. He's on the soft tires by the looks of it. There you go. He's on the soft tires. He gets away quickly. And there's immediately some cars at the back spinning already. That's Tomo who has spun out. And on the main straight, on the second straight here, Aswan chasing down Ayman Haikal, followed by Raiden Shogo. Sharis has overtaken Raiden for P3 right now.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Raiden on the hot tire here. Not sure what the plan is, or is he expecting no safety car in this session? But we already have a caution in sector 1. I think that has not pulled up a safety car yet, but there is already some contact at the back of the grid. Hopefully that does not affect most of the drivers. As you see, the front already a single file coming into second sector. Hopefully, as you see here, some of the drivers getting back. Ernest and Kendra swapping positions right there. Switz getting pushed. Oh, that is a tap from Kendrick into the wall. A bit cold tires here. They're definitely a little bit too cold to be pushing it hard. But hopefully no damage right there, I don't see. But unfortunately for Switz, it's now P15. Definitely has something happened there. I think we'll have to see.
Going backwards from the start, not exactly the place you want to be after a sprint race, but nevertheless, on the medium tires, he can make quite a big work from there. And heading into turn 1, the last sector here, it starts from the exit of that corner.
Turn 16.
And now turn 16, we have 17, 18. It's a zigzag around here, and whoa, we'll have to hold that thought because there you go. That is a VSC has been deployed once again. So we had a prediction before the race in the server in the chat that someone predicted we'll have 5 safety cars and VSC. We're already on the 4th here, Nick. 3rd VSC of the day, 1 safety car early on. So that's 4 in total. And well, VSC, some drivers are pitting in already, and that is Lemon into the pits, possibly to get some wing change there, looks like it.
Likely the wing change. Tomo
might just
need
neutralize
the
race for a little bit.
Yeah, he there needs a wing change. I'm surprised Switz doesn't need a wing change, given that Switz has slowed down. Maybe Switz has caused a collision and slowed down for their competitors. Who knows? But it's definitely unfortunate that Switz, one of our expected fast drivers, Mercedes drivers in front, that's supposed to be in front, is now very far back into the grid. They definitely have to work hard to keep up to the cars in front.
Right, VSC might be ending very soon here, if we are right. And right about now, in about 10 seconds or so, probably. And we'll look very, very closely to see if anyone gets a jump start here once again. There you go. Oh, Sharis of all people.
Oh my gosh,
that's the drive-through penalty. Oh my goodness. Can you script this even harder? Sharis, our championship leader, our top sitter in the league, who's the favorite to win every race, has picked up a drive-through penalty. And now with VSC conditions launched once again with scientists, DNF will have to slow down once again.
DNF.
Oh no, that's scientist out of the race.
That's another safety car. Yeah, that. I think scientist has binned into the wall, and unfortunately that has triggered a second VSC. Just as the race started, that is going to be unfortunate. I'm not sure if Shari's is able to serve that penalty under
Unfortunately,
the VSC.
no. It is a virtual or safety car situations. You cannot serve a penalty, which means he will have to drive it out until the VSC is over, and then he'll have possibly 2 laps after that to serve it as fast as possible. So yeah, he's on the back foot right now. Well, he is riding pretty close to Azwan here on the restart, so possibly looking to jump a position or 2 and minimize the time loss when he'll have to eventually jump into the pits. Now, once we see the VSC symbol on the top left flashes, there we go, and that means VSC will be stopping really soon. It's about 15 seconds countdown from here, and let's see who gets it this time, Nick. I am starting to jinx it.
Well, we are commentators. We do get the commentators curse. But as Kendra gets a... God damn it, guys.
Oh, there you go. 2 in a row where Kendra gets the VSC speeding and he gets a drive-through penalty this time around. Raiden has jumped Sharis on the restart here. So that's caught Sharis a little bit napping. And now he's going to come under attack from Kendrick on the soft tires. Can Sharis hold him off? He is going a bit defensive to prevent the Ferrari from diving him, but now it's turning upside down. Kendra has picked up the drive-through, and even Zakwan has picked up a drive-through as well. So 3 drivers picking up drive-throughs within the 2 VSCs. So we'll look to see if how far back Sharis will fall after the VSC, after that drive-through that he'll have to serve. But now let's turn our attention to possibly someone else who's in contention for the race win. Alongside Sharis, alongside Raiden, alongside Azwan. It is Levi Tiger Pants, who had a pretty good race in the sprint. Now he's trying to look for avenue to get past Ting Tong Bell here.
Yeah, but Levi has been over the weekend complaining that they are not up to pace. But given how drivers in front of them are making mistakes left, right, and center, I don't think Levi has to be quick to be able to get any sort of positions this time around. He just needs to be clean the entire race, make sure that he doesn't get bumped into the castle section, make sure that he drives cleanly, doesn't matter if it's slow or fast, so long as he doesn't get any sort of incidents and keeps his wing intact. I think he's going to have a high chance of being in the top 5 this time around.
Right, there we go. He's up into P5 already, and he will charge forward. Next car ahead for him is Kendrick in the Ferrari, and plenty of fastest lap being set here because, well, the race was kind of slowed down 2 laps here. Do I see wing damage there on that Aston Martin on that left hand side? It is an end plate that is broken from that Aston Martin, but it doesn't matter too much. It is a track where he's predominantly left-handed, so he might not suffer that much though. He'll have to carry the damage until the pit stops. For now, top 6 all within DRS range of each other. Ayman Haikal leading the race for as long as possible, and he'll definitely sink in the glory for the time being. Azwan here looking to get past Raiden as well, Kendrick, and now you can see drivers are starting to bunch up more and more coming out of the castle section here, Nick. It is pretty tight there.
Yeah, it's very tight. I think different drivers have different lines as well, especially for Raiden trying to maximize the run all the way down into turn 15 compared to the rest of the grid. So it's going to be very interesting to see if drivers actually have maybe a chance to overtake at turn 15, but if not, next section here all the way up to the DRS zone is definitely a place that we're going to see a bunch of overtakes, but it's up to us to see which driver is able to break the latest in order to either overtake or secure the position for their lane effort down the straight.
Is this a position swap coming in, a change in the lead? It might just be Azwan Jupri takes the lead of the race, and he's up into P1, and he will try to lead the race away, try to beat Sharis if that's the end game here. And once again, Mercedes on top. That's good haul of points. The other Mercedes of Swiss, unfortunately, is still stuck in P12. Well, he'll have to find a way through. What's happening to Sharis here? Did he drop back a little bit? I think he might have been overtaken by Helen on the main straight here. That's how powerful the DRS is. Even Sharis can't defend against that. Now Sharis will have the DRS in return though. Will he retake that P10 away and try to pull along Ellen if Ellen knows what's the right thing to do? There you go. Charles up back into P10. Oh, no, Alvo. There you go. There you go. The
Alan
Ferrari
outplays
challenges.
himself.
The Ferrari challenges pretty hard, but it looked like there was no contact. All the while, Switz is holding his back. And there you go. He gets past Alan. No, they are side by side. Now into the end of Sector 1. Switz gets ahead of Alan. Thanks to Alan's a little audacious dive bomb here. Now if Charis can pull away, maybe Switz can follow him through. This might turn into a good race for Switz as well. And for Charis, he will have to have a good comeback here.
I think Switz's best plan right now is to just, if they know, if maybe they figure out their pace, but the best way for Switz right now to come back up the grid is to just follow Charis, make sure that they're as close as possible, and to just capitalize on any overtakes that Charis has done, because any overtake that Charis does against the drivers in front will slow down the competitors, and what better way to capitalize on any slower traffic than to have someone slow them down for you.
Right. Here's a battle. That's a train led by Ayman Haikal. And now looks like he's gonna fall victim to Raiden with the DRS. Easy peasy as I like it. But no, here comes Levi Tiger Pants.
Oh my God.
He's forced to weave to defend. He can't make the 2 move for 1. But he can still make it around the outside of turn 1. He breaks late. But Raiden defends that inside line and takes P2. Levi will have to settle for P3 right now. Kendrick going side by side as well. Kendrick's being tapped wide by Ting Tong. And that's an incident. 3 cars are off.
Oh my God.
Is that gonna be another safety car, I wonder? No, both drivers are able to continue, but they have lost a lot of positions here. Ayman down to P8. Kendrick down to
Not to mention
P9.
damage as well.
Wow. Right, yeah, damage. That's the worst thing you would want in Baku right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not the most ideal race for a lot of drivers, especially given that Ting Tong basically outbroke everyone. That is definitely not ideal. But drivers have to push on. There is still 20 laps into this race, still a long race to go. It's very frustrating that things happen, but given how many incidents you see this time around, it's definitely just a race where you just, as long as you keep the remaining race clean, it should be alright for the drivers.
Right, here's a battle though, once again. I think we'll keep saying that till the end of the race. It is Baku after all. You could lose a position or 2, but you can still fight back. Naufal at the back of Follett, at the back of Ting Tong. Williams running 4 and 7, so good recovery so far for the Williams pair. Once again, they've been showing race after race that they can fight back. We're still waiting for the elusive 1-2 from the Williams, or even a double podium, right? But yeah, for now, once again, we turn our attention to Ting Tong Bell, who will have to defend from Follett, and Naufal here. He may lose 2 positions in 1. Can Naufal do? Oh! Hold that thought! It is Ting Tong who has crashed into turn 18, and he has lost control of the car, and that is a full safety car brought out right now. And look what's happened there. Aswan, being the first to respond, jumps into the pits, albeit a little too slow into the pits. Levi jumps him on the entry. Okay, and the safety car is already at turn 1. Which means on the exit, the leaders will be catching up to the safety car. Everyone is into the pits. It is a pretty busy pit lane. Everyone's boxing. Everyone's changing wings, changing tires. It's all turned upside down now. Wow.
Yeah, I think Levi is pretty happy that there is a safety car right now, because that means that he gets to get his wing repaired. Though it cost him a couple of positions, but it's better than costing him more than 10 positions here. And it's definitely interesting to see how he has, capitalized on it, immediately jumped into the pits. AJ as well at the same time just about makes it for the pit stop, which was fortunate. If not, AJ would have been left hung out to dry for the safety car.
Right, now it's so early on in the race. AJ, who started on the soft tires, has elected for the hard tires. Remember, after a sprint race, you only get 1 set of hard tires, 1 set of medium tires, and possibly 2 or 3 set of fresh soft tires here. So it is a conscious decision here by Aswan to go onto the hards, which means if later on there is another safety car, he will be able to go onto the mediums. But for now, doing the wisest thing, right? 20 laps till the end, hard tires is the way to go. So is his teammate down in P10, Switz, taking the hard tires, getting rid of that medium tires, so he'll be restricted to the soft tires at the end. But nevertheless, there might be more safety cars, more stoppages. We may see some more coming after this. Raiden though, he is on a set of medium tires, so very, very bold strategy. Started on the hards, onto the mediums right now, and he will be even more restricted. No more race tires, only qualifying tires available for him after this, the soft tires. Well, how's that
Well, I
going to
think it's
hold
up
him
to.
back?
Well, it depends. Really, if we are expecting more safety cars, I think that basically limits the amount of drivers that have the amount of strategies that he's able to do. Given that he doesn't have much, he doesn't have any more fresh tires. He really has to think about if he wants to put himself back onto worn tires, or if he should save up for the expected softs at the very end. That is something that is definitely important to think about. But I don't think that's what Raiden really cares about right now. Right now, his target is set at the car in front, and that's AJ right up front right now.
Yeah, and we see a mix of tires here. We can see Ayman in P8, Henrik in P9, and a Naufal in P12. The Williams pair had to stack there as well. But split strategy is coming in from the Williams. Naufal had further down the field in P12, going for the soft tires, while Ayman is going for not Ayman, sorry, Bagas is going for the hard tires till the end. So there's definitely another stop needed to be done by the Williams of Naufal here, as well as every other soft runner on the field. So that's a guaranteed 2 stop for them. While the hard runners, they could go till the end. Tuna's up to P3. We forgot all that commotion. And yeah, he's up to P3. He stayed out. And he is up in P3. It's not exactly a track where you can hold track position here, Nick, right? We discussed this time after time earlier. But then again, if you manage to stay with the front runners, get their slipstream, get their DRS, you may just be helping yourself with, extra race time at the end of the race.
Well, you might, but we also seen how chaotic having a driver that's not in their usual position can lead to in the sprint race. So it's definitely something that Tuna has to manage, either through, if they are inclined to, either through get drivers away as soon as possible, or to fight that position and maybe hold it for dear life. But it's definitely up to Tuna's racing abilities in order to see if they are able to get it all prepared for at the restart.
Yeah, and well, he will have to rejoin the session in order to be able to make anything out of it. As it stands, let's recap what has happened so far. In the sprint race, we've had 2 VSCs followed by a safety car, which led to a 2-lap sprint within a sprint. And that resulted in the grid that we had for the main race. And now we had 2 VSCs early on, very early on, in lap 1 and pretty much in lap 2. Race resumed for a couple of laps, and now safety car is out once again. And this has neutralized the race. The hard runners are in the advantage here if they can go till the end. That's the tie to go on. Medium runners will have to possibly look for another stop. This is one of the tracks, Nick, where you can actually make another stop and catch back up to the cars, because the tire delta is just so big on fresher tires. You may actually just lose the track position of 15 to 20 seconds through the pit lane, and then you'll catch back up right after that. So we'll keep an eye on the medium runners, on the soft runners as well, how they plan their race from here on out. With about 18 laps to go, as the safety car will be entering their third and final lap. So at the end of this lap, we'll get a restart.
But it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how the restart goes. But yeah, it's definitely a very unique track to have safety car. Well, it's not uncommon thing to have safety car here, but it's definitely a unique circumstance here, given how straight most of the track is. You basically cut up to the field as soon as you get into the pits. So it's gonna be interesting. So we'll see how things go on the restart.
Yeah, and we still have is that Sakwen at the end of the field? Yeah, he still has a drive-through to serve, which unfortunately drivers, you cannot serve drive-throughs during safety cars or VSCs. So well, he'll have to catch up to the field and serve it on the next lap after the restart. That's the earliest you could probably serve it. 3 laps to serve the drive-through penalty before the game disqualifies you. So Sakwen will have to keep that in mind. We still have 18 runners out on track here. The Red Bull of Scientists is out of the race. The Alpha Tauri of Ting Tong is out of the race as well. And Zekwen's into the pits once again. Is he trying to serve that penalty? But he can't serve it. No, he has a 5-second penalty as well. So that is a double whammy, and a good thing he is serving it now. But look at that. That's a large gap that he'll have to catch up for the end of this safety cars period here, Nick.
Sorry. So I was gonna say it's definitely
Yeah, yeah.
interesting to see how things go. But yeah, it's definitely a very long run for Zach Owen to catch up. The drive through, I think that's the drive through, right? It's definitely not helping his case. So it's definitely, I don't know, it's definitely a race that Zach won't like to forget, but it's still a valiant effort that they're here staying at the very back of the grid. Getting as much points as he could, as you see more drivers getting DNFs left, right, and center here in the race.
All right, here we go, Nick. This is the moment. The safety car in this lap, and we'll have a restart of the race. And Aswan is really bunching up the pack. I suppose he's doing that to allow Zakwan to catch up as fast as he could, but at the same time, he's also jeopardizing his own tire temperatures here. The hard tires will take a lap or two to warm up properly, but if he can get a good start, he'll be really leading the race with the likes of Sharis down in P10. This is the prime opportunity for someone else to step up. Is it Aswan? Is it Raiden? Is it Levi today? Is it Bagas in P6? Is it Switz, his teammate, all the way down in P9? We'll find out. Or is it Sharis who's going to defy the odds? Show us how is it done like a boss. And there we go. It's go, go, go. Safety cars into the pit lane, and we have a green light, and finally we can see drivers are already overtaking on the restart here. Tuna is not attacking his teammate. That is definitely the right thing to do, and he runs wide though, leads Levi into that P3 position. Bagas is up to P4 now, and we have a few more cars going side by side. Oh, Bagas is getting a yellow. Unfortunately, Zakwan's out of the race, and Bagas is dropping down the field. What's happened there? And that is a spin for the Williams driver with a 5-second penalty on his name. Oh no.
That is unfortunate.
That is rough.
Definitely a lot of things have happened. I think Zakwan as well has sent it into the wall, unfortunately, at the last corner, as that was the last position that was reported by the game. But definitely a very chaotic start. Not too chaotic. Tuna has... Where's Tuna gone? Dropped all the way to P9 as Levi.
Is this a change of the lead coming into the middle sector? No, Levi thinks
Not
better
yet.
of it. Thinks better of it. Aswan holds the lead for now.
Yeah, but it seems that Levi's pretty eager, though can't be too eager coming through the castle section. That has caught up a lot of drivers here.
Was that the Mercedes hitting the wall on the exit? It definitely looked like from the off shot there, but we can't be too sure. On the restart though, medium tires definitely proving to be the tires to be on. Aswan will have to hold on a little longer before those hard tires fire up. And all the while, he is holding up the train. It's helping everyone in the train to stay in the top 8 here. You can see it is within DRS of each other. Kendra will have to do a little bit harder here. Work a little bit harder to get back up into the train here. Now, into the main straight. Nick, is there a change of lead coming here?
Maybe, as the DRS deploys, as we see here coming soon.
This might just be on slipstream. Look at that, out of the slipstream and no top.
Oh, but he can't catch up. The Mercedes is actually pulling out. It's the wing. The Levi actually running more wing than the Mercedes. That is a tap in the wall.
A tap in the wall. Yeah, is that a front wing gone for the Mercedes?
I think
have to
so.
Look for an alternate shot, but no, we can't see just yet. It looks like they are safe for some reason. They are still safe. Yeah. All right. And now Shah is up to P6. Switz following him through on P7 here. So good race from them. Up in front. What's happened there? Is that Raiden around? That's Raiden. That's Raiden gone around, and he has lost his front wing as well. His right end plate is gone. Is that it? No, his right end plate is still there. It's just he has lost it on track down to P7. And now Levi Tiger Pants takes the lead by 2 seconds to Ayman Haikal, to Foliage Shot, to Sharis, to Switz, to Kendrick, and Aswan down to P7 here. So one Mercedes getting lucky, the other getting unlucky, and that's Raiden down the inside of Aswan. Oh ho ho. Squeezing it through, making a risky dive, making it work, and Aswan's been tapped around by Kendra.
Yeah, a lot of drivers are finding it a little bit too risky on certain sections. Definitely not the ideal position, as Kendra still ghosted from resetting on track. Definitely not ideal, but what can you do at the castle section? It's a bit too... You can't really go anywhere in that section, can you now?
Oh. Kendra's off. Kendra's too late on the brakes. He's broken his front wing and he's broken too late as well, and that's given an opportunity for the Alfa Romeos to get past him. So there you go, he's down in P16. He'll probably have to go into the pits at the end of the lap for the wing change. Sharis, Ayman Haikal playing the team game, up to 2, up to 3 for them. Can this be their best result of the season ever? We'll find out in a few laps time. Folliot getting all crossed up into turn 1. Now under pressure from Switz. The other Mercedes now finally showing up. So it's roles reverse this time. Switz is finding himself behind other drivers and trying to catch up. DRS has been enabled. Levi Tiger Pants leads by 2.5 seconds, but look behind him. It is Charis who's finally got up to P2 now.
As you expect from the McLaren, definitely not to say the easiest going for him, but definitely has always kept it clean for now, as at least in the commentators' view. So definitely bearing the fruits of his hard work of keeping it clean. But as you can see, Switch here trying to get past Foley as fast as he could, just to get as much points as he could, and also just be as close as Charis right now, given that the Haas is basically holding him back a little bit.
Now here's an interesting thing that Armand could do. Through the middle sector, he could just hold up Folliot, he could just hold up Switz for that bit longer, while Charis is trying to catch up to Levi and make it a 2-horse race up in front. Switz will be eager to get past them, and I foresee a 2-for-1 move coming on the pit straight here from Switz, who will be eager to get past the pair of this and then catch up to the back of Charis, who's trying to catch up to the back of Levi. And there's a little bit of going on there. Folliot falling back a little bit, and Switz almost got spooked there. Here we go. Can we see a 2-for-1 move? Switz is on the battery there. He's charging up. He's going to go for it. Ayman pulls out of the slipstream early, but that's not enough. That's not enough. Can Switz make it? 2-for-1. He's lifting off. Can't find a way through. He's boxed in. He's boxed in, Nick.
Yeah, he's one of the more sensible drivers that won't just barge through everyone. Unfortunate for Switz, but he knows that it won't be long for him to make an overtake. He's being patient. I think that's paying off right now. That is definitely something you want to do in Baku. But yeah, just being patient, trying to make an overtake maybe down here with DRS. But I think he knows that's not going to be the case. I think he's just going to be prepping himself for the next DRS zone at the main straight.
Yeah, taking the safer route, but costing him lap time. Risk versus reward. He chooses, to keep it safe for now. Take no risk. I was trying to look for an alternate word, but no. There. Oh, hang on. That is another DNF out on track. There is that Tuna who has DNF. Yeah, it is him. He's out of the race. Is that a disconnection DNF that always happens, or did he bin it into the wall? He's into the pits and he has retired. So I think he's called it a day for today. And sadly for Tuna, he said he can't race while disconnecting. So he has respectfully decided to retire in the pits. He will be ending it in P17. We are down to 16 runners. Back to the action though, Nick. Switz on Ayman Haikal while Folliot is running away.
Ayman's definitely holding up Switz, but I think Switz is really confident in his setup. As you can see, the Mercedes both pretty high on top of speed at the to their setup, so it's going to be pretty easy for them to make an overtake. As we see, a very good run by Switz, but I think have to lift a little bit for the straight, so it's going to be down in the next 2 corners before he can make a safe run. Oh, runs a bit wide there, but the overtake button activated and DRS, so it's going to be pretty easy passing for the two of them.
There you go. And Ayman doesn't fight it too hard, but look behind him. Look behind him is 3 cars trying to get past Ayman Haikal, and I think Ayman might just lose all 3 positions. He's lost 3 positions on one straight. That's how powerful the DRS is. He's down to P7. Now he'll have to follow them through. Raiden and Switz now trying to get close up to Kendrick. Kendrick made the 3-for-1 move all the way from P7. Take a bow, Ferrari. Kendrick, you've done a beautiful job. Unfortunately, we didn't get a replay of that. But yeah, Kendrick making 3-for-1, giving us what we need here. Although he's on the soft tire, so he will take a little bit of effort here from Switz to get past him. Eventually, Kendrick will have to box again. Switz will go till the end. And up in front, Nick, I think we missed something. It is Charis who has taken the lead away from Levi Tiger Pants this time around. So we definitely missed that. Is this going to be another 2-horse race? Is Charis going to pull away? Can Levi stay with him? The medium tire are already starting to fall off. Not even halfway into this race. And look at that. He's struggling for traction. And there you go. Charis is released. Raiden and Switz. Oh, that's something. Switz defending from Raiden, and Raiden going around the outside. Now Ayman Haikal tries to go around the outside, and there you go. Switz is having a tough moment here. The decision he made a few laps ago to stay safe, now it's not yielding the result he wants. He's falling behind.
Or it might be also just that is there a little bit of impact damage on Switz? But I think either way, I don't think this is a very strong track for Switz, and I think Switz understands that just staying alive, just letting some of the riskier drivers through might bear fruit later, given that we have 10 laps remaining in this race, well, 12 laps remaining on this race. And given how unstable the front grid is, I think he's also expecting some drivers to crash out, given how drivers are weaving left, right, and center for that DRS. Says something that I think someone as experienced as Switz knows that, I think Switz is in the pits.
It's in the pits. Is that damage or is that a planned pit stop to get past all these cars? There you go. Ayman runs a little bit wide into the wall and Alan gets through. So Alan up into P5, raising the Ferrari flag once again. Him and Kendrick doing wonders today, but Kendrick now down to P10 after the wonderful previous lap he's had. A few more positions coming in, being swapped around. Raiden and Alan. Something's going on here. Is this Alan going past? Yeah, Alan going past up into P4. Not holding any longer. Kendra in the meantime has set the fastest lap of the race so far. 1 point to him will be given if he maintains it. But for now, I think we have a battle here for P4. Foliate, after all this shenanigans has been going on, he's maintained his position in P3 so far. So he's looking good to score his first podium of the season in MSRL. So that's looking good for him. Raiden getting a little crossed up there into the middle sector. Medium tires are really not holding up right now. Charis has already pulled out 2 seconds gap. Now Levi will just have to bring it home. Looks like it. Foliate on the hearts. He can bring it home as well. So it's looking good for a P3, even a P4. Maybe for Alan here today. If he can catch to the drivers ahead.
Almost hitting the wall there in turn 15 there. I think some of the wheel drivers at least are working hard to make sure that they don't lock up the tires. They don't want to get extra wear from from the high degradation from Baku already. So definitely have to look out for that, especially when the tires start to age. As you see Bagas here, about within DRS zone, DRS range with Naufal, their teammate in front of them, but they do have a 5-second penalty that they have to serve later on in this race. Though I think some of the drivers are preparing to pit soon, given that there's 10 laps remaining. I think some of the drivers that are preparing to get into the softs will have to pit in. Some might have alternate strategies.
There you go.
So
I'm on the soft tires back into the pits. So will this be another set of medium tires to go till the end? Well, I say another. It's only one set of medium. Switz is out! Switz is out of the race!
No.
Oh, what has happened there? And that is a full-blown safety car. Switz has binned it at turn 17, turn 18. There you go. You can see the Mercedes on the soft tire. He's out of the race. And a full safety car is out. Suddenly, we have a reset for one more time. Down to 15 runners here. Lemon might just be the luckiest person on earth. And he might just get a free pit stop here as well. Okay. Let's calm down for a little bit, Nick. Run us through what's happened.
Oh, that's very unfortunate. I think a lot of drivers get caught out at turn 17 and turn 19 as well. Both corners that really pushes the car away, especially when you don't have much downforce. I think a lot of drivers have crashed out there. We've seen Sedwin, we've seen Pedir, now Switz. A lot of drivers this weekend getting caught out, especially Switz right now. I guess the cold tires definitely did not help. And as we see, Kendrick getting drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. A lot of drivers very eager to restart, even though the safety car just showed up.
That is a VSC, that's a drive-through for speeding under the VSC or safety car. Yeah, so exceeding delta time shown on the dashboard. That's how you get a drive-through penalty for Kendrick. Unfortunately, he will have to serve that after the safety car goes in. Top 3. Not just top 3, I think the top. Everyone will have to box here, right? You don't want to be staying out. Charis into the box. Levi will be going into the box as well. Medium tires. Foliate. Nick. Last time out in last time out in Monaco, it was his teammate with a valiant drive for P5. This time around, we are seeing Foliate up in P3. Might we see some magic from him? Alan, you're staying out on the hearts. Wow, Alan.
Did he pit early? I forgot to check. It depends on the health of the tire.
Exactly. Let's bring out the gap. He is on 10 lap.
Oh, that is not good.
On the first safety car. What is on his mind? Okay, that's a full-blown Ferrari strat there. Staying out on old tires. That's a... Well, even the chat knows something's wrong right here. Is he delaying the inevitable? Is he just not pitting right now to go softs a bit later? into the race. But he's
Or
gonna lose
regardless,
a
you threw
lot
that
of
position
positions.
away.
Yeah. he's thrown
Regardless,
out
you threw that position away because you're in front of the safety car. The entire grid has to bunch up behind you. And when that happens, you're basically losing every single position that's already caught up with the safety car. Especially given Baku is such a long track.
Ooh.
The entire track, the entire field's gonna be caught up regardless of what his strategy is. He needed to pit in before anyone caught up to the safety car. That's when you have the delta still running. That's when you have time to still get your pit stops done. But if you're in the safety car queue, you're basically giving up all your positions because the moment, as we see, cars from AlphaTauri, Tomo, Zanubi, as they all start to close up, you're gonna get pushed up to the very end.
Right. And we are already bunched up here on the safety car. And that means Alan, if he pits now, he'll be losing a lot more track positions. He was in P4. If he would have pitted, he would have still come out behind Foliot, between Foliot and Raiden in P5, maybe P4, and he would have been there. But now on the hard tires, you can pretty much guarantee yourself you'll be dropping till the end of the field on the restart here, on those old tires here. Unless he's just playing that super long game of going later onto the soft tires to get that fresher lap tires by 1 or 2 laps. But that's not going to pay off. That's a lot of cost.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it, especially when you have 10 laps remaining. It's kind of a kind of situation. I think Alan might regret it. Alan might want to go to the pit right now, or he's gonna brave it out. I think he's gonna brave it out and let Charis by.
He letting Charis through? What's happened there?
That is definitely interesting. I'm surprised that the game allows it.
Yeah, it happens.
Or is he
if,
just baiting Charis?
It does happen if the lead driver is way too far behind the safety car, right? There's the 10 car length gap that you have to respect. If you slow down more than that, in the game and in real life, you are allowed to overtake the car in front. And looks like Alan might have just thought a little too long about pitting or not pitting, which has led Charis to overtaking under the safety car, which is technically valid, but it can also be reported, so I will have to take a look at that, what happens after this. Alan, unfortunate for him, or maybe unlucky if he's if there's a word to put for it. Ferrari pit strategy once again, and he's staying out, and I don't think it's going to end well for him.
Regardless, it does not look good for him because any sort of position he stands might get looked at for match fixing, but we'll see. I think Alan's most favorable option right now is to pit in, given that regardless if he wants to pit in or not, that is the strategy right now. He only has about 8 laps remaining. And if you don't pit in now, you're just going to drive on with very worn tires, and then you have to pit in the race. So it's definitely not a good strategy regardless. So I'm still clueless in terms of what he's thinking. But
Yeah.
he has his strategy. It might be the Ferrari strategy, but it's going to be something, and all we have to do right now is just keep on guessing, I guess.
Right. The pack is bunched up, and which means we'll probably have a restart at this lap. Alan, despite that funny stuff that happened, he has been overtaken by Charis, which we still wonder if that's going to be a illegal overtake on the restart. Is he going to let Alan through? This definitely have to be investigated after race if drivers report that. But yeah, considering that there's a chance of a 5-second penalty looming on Charis' head, Levi will have to get past Alan as soon as possible and stay as close as possible to Charis for the remaining of the race. We are at lap 18 as we cross the line. It's going to be lap 19, so we'll have 8 laps of racing to finish off till the end. Soft tires can go till the end. We see some drivers like Ayman are on the medium tires, which will have a little bit better life come the last 3 or 4 laps. But it's a soft tire, so it's going to have the advantage on the restart here. So let's get it away. Nick, I think take it away this time.
And we're waiting for Charis. Charis is holding everyone as it's go, go, go. And it's Charis having a jump on everyone else. Levi getting held up by Alan, but Alan here with the hard tires, definitely not going to hold on for very much longer. Raiden's trying to make a move on Foliot at the start. Will he make the move? He's trying to, but does it happen? No, it does not. Foliot still stays in front of Raiden right here as we see drivers pretty clean-ish. I don't see any yellow flags going on, but Foliot overshoots it a little bit, taps the wall. I think that's not something ideal. Raiden's gonna have to try to overtake, try to take advantage of that with a little bit of a broken wing, I assume. Levi already at the back of Alan. Oh, as he taps the wall, taps the back of Alan.
Was
Alan
that a
definitely
dissing
will
or
not
was
appreciate
that a
it.
tap? We don't know. But we can see Levi is very, very eager to get past the Ferrari and stay with Charis. And that's another Ferrari in the background that has gone a little bit wide at turn 3 as we are riding behind the other Ferrari here. Now into the middle sector. Alan, come on, don't make this hard on yourself. There you go, Levi trying to get
Nope.
past, but Alan, you know, it is his track
Hold it strong.
position. He can defend it, and he is doing really hard here to defend.
Oh, and taps the wall.
Whoa.
Levi gotta be careful. Is that wing damage from the little tap though? I think that's we'll have to see in some of the corners. I think that
like
is a little bit of damage.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
as he spins
Levi
it.
has spun, and that is the Ferrari of Alan. It's spun as well, and I don't know what has happened there on the off shot. Someone tapped the other person around, and now Alan. Well, it was coming. It was gonna happen, and it has happened. So there you go. Alan's lost the position. Levi's lost the position as well. And now suddenly Folliet is looking at a podium finish here. But right behind him is Raiden Shogun. Both of them on the fresh tires here. Raiden within DRS. No DRS just yet, but within the slipstream. Not enough top speed to get past. Charis will take the fastest lap and pull away. Raiden holds back smartly. Ayman Haikal in P4 right now. Looking good for the McLaren pair for the first time. Can it be a McLaren double podium here today? Still 7 laps to go to decide. It's too early. Back to the fight between Raiden and Folliet though. It is starting to get a little bit spicy here. Down the inside, Raiden gets the inside line. Can he brake later? He does, but not enough gap.
Oh, Folliet's later. Oh, as he taps Folliet. I think Folliet just turns in on Raiden. Unfortunately, Raiden has nowhere to go, but we'll have to see at a different perspective. Unfortunately for Folliet though, into the wall, has to regain the position in a bit.
Oh, more collisions there, and that is
Kendra.
And Kendra going side by side in turn 4, and they are sideways continuing on, but they are still losing positions as things go on. And that is wing damage for Kendra. Alan gets a 5-second for speeding into the pit lane, is that it? No, from crossing the pit exit, and he's into the runoff, looks like it. Yeah, he's into the runoff, and not looking great for him. More yellow flags as Hider has disconnected. No, he has crashed out in the castle section. He has done a stupid and he is out of the race. Kendra gets a 5-second for tapping into the back of Levi. What is going on here, Nick? 3 safety cars already with 6 laps to go now.
Are you surprised with Baku? A little bit, given that it is a very wide track, but unfortunately drivers are forgetting that it's still a street circuit and we do have runoffs here. So definitely catching a lot of drivers off guard. Safety car with 6 laps remaining. I think some of the drivers that did not pit might get some advantage now, but unfortunately for Alan, that has definitely not grown to fruition, given that they had to pit and they have a penalty for crossing the white line.
Yeah, and while that's been happening, when the safety car's out, it is already at the exit of turn 2, which means the leader will catch up to it. Charis gets behind him. Raiden gets behind them. Now, this is where it gets interesting. We see some of the drivers lower down in the midfield, taking the gamble to go on fresh, soft tires until the end. 4 laps, 3 laps, fresh tires, they will make the difference. And especially if you're here. Oh no. The Alphas have to stack here. Tomo having a wing change as well. And that's going to hold up Zanubi. And that means they're going to be falling to the back of the grid. But look at that. Tomo will be the first driver on the freshest tire here. And on the restart, behind him is Levi, who will be looking for redemption. Kendra as well. And I think Zanubi will be happy to continue on from where he is. Kenrick has made a pit stop. And now, is Alan going to make a pit stop as well? Serves at 5 seconds. He is. There you go. Okay, so for the 5th time in this race, I think I've lost count. Or 6th time
I've equally lost count.
In the entire sprint and the main race. We have another safety car. That's the 3rd safety car of today. And we've also had 3 VSCs before. So 3 for 3. That's 6. Yeah, that's 6. 6 stoppages today. And we are into the final 5 laps of the race with Charis and Raiden, P1 and 2 on 4 lap all mediums. Ayman Haikal making it a double podium tentatively. What's happening to Alan crossing the white line again? He's picked up another 5 second there. Charis, Raiden, Ayman two McLarens in the top 3. This is going to bode well for them in their constructors bid. Now fall in P4, Bakas in P6, so it's still looking good for the Williams. Not so good for the Mercedes today. Aswan only in P8, while his teammate Switz has met barrier today and he's out of the race. Tomo will be leading the pack on the fresh soft tires here, so it's still gonna be a battle between fresh and old tires here. Expect fireworks with 5 laps to go, and I think this time around they do not want to be dawdling around. The more laps you have to race, the more chances you have to overtake, and you'll get behind the pack as soon as possible. Tomo's done that, Kendra's joined the queue, Levi's joined the queue, and now we're waiting for Zanubi, Kendrick and Alan to join back. What's happening up there? It's a little bit of checkup, looks like it. Kendra and Tomo just having a little fun. Aswan's into the pits, so I think he's deciding to take a fresh set of tires, looks like it. Yeah, although I think that's 1 lap too late and he's going to be losing a lot more track position here, all the way down to P13 that might be.
That's going to be an unfortunate strategy for Aswan. A little bit too late, but that's my network issues.
Oh, sorry. Rono once again in the chat. Safety car might need a new set of tires for this race. Exactly, with 6 stoppages, 3 safety cars. I think Bud Milan, they might have to check his tire pressures right after this race. Yeah, Zanubi disconnecting. He's in P11, so I think he's gonna rejoin very shortly. Let's just give him a invite in case that doesn't go through. 4 laps to go after this, Nick. And, wow.
I am currently actively looking at what's next race because I do not want to see more stoppages like this, man. It is tiring to see drivers unfortunately crashing out left, right, and center. Canada? It's gonna be a Canadian GP. Yes, it is a Canadian GP.
Well, newsflash, there are still walls around in Canada. Although there's a little bit more runoff there, so
the walls of champion is gonna be one thing.
Yeah, there you go. Probably a bit easier than this, but still walls are walls. And it is a partial straight track, so it's still possible to screw it up. Now let's bring up the quick gap details here. Shari still holds the fastest lap on a 43.1. That might get stolen away by the drivers who are on fresh tires right now, on fresh soft tires. The likes of Tomo, Kendra, Levi, all in contention for the fastest lap. Kendrick, Aswan, Alan as well, Zanubi, all on fresh tires. So P8 onwards is going to be on fresh tires. The top 7 on old tires. Is this going to be a safety car in this lap? They better hope so.
Well, we'll see, but hopefully.
It might be a late call here. Looks like
no, usually it's called in, but as we say that.
It is a late call. It is a late call of safety car in, and this time Sharis will have to lead the restart. Nick! There we go. Once again, Sharis leads a restart for the nth time in this season, and for the 2nd time this race. On old tires though, we'll have a charging Tomo, a Kendra, a Levi, Zanubi, Kendrick, Aswan and Ellen. The top half on old tires, the bottom half on fresh tires. This is gonna be cracking 5 laps to go till the end.
Well, we'll see as we see Sharish goes for it. Raiden's gonna be right behind them. Will Raiden make a mistake on Sharish? So that has been an unfortunate pattern for Raiden. So we'll see. Unfortunately, no. Ayman though trying to get a run on Raiden, so Raiden definitely has to fight to make sure that he does not get hung out. But he's on the harder track, on the softer tire compared to Ayman, so it's gonna be pretty easy for him. Levi though, had an overtake on Tomo, trying to make sure that he stays in front as we see Bagas already trying to have a small lead against Levi, so he definitely has to work his way hard to get in front and get away from the guys behind Kendra. Right behind Tomo, I think he's gonna be very eager to try to get overtake, but Levi breaks ever so late. Almost runs to the back of Bagas right there.
Right, now Levi here, he's effectively in the lead train here with the fresh tires. Once again, looks like turn 7 is a favorite spot for Levi to go for a move on the inside, but this time Bagas holds it on the outside.
There's not a place to overtake. Oh no, that is not ideal.
Oh, thankfully everyone is sensible, but no, Bagas.
That does not work.
Bagas has lost it there. I think he's been forced into a mistake, and there you go. He's lost the position, and now Levi's up to P6. Now he's the lead soft runner on fresh tires, and Tomo as well up to P7. P6 and 7 for them, and now Bagas is dropping down the field more and more. Kendrick gets past him. Kendra is going to get past him as well. No!
This pushes Bagas out of the race. Wall. That is unfortunate.
Oh no! And there's no safety car anymore. That means this is Not going to end well for the Williams pair today. It's a big haul of points for the McLarens if they can make it work. There we go. Levi now up into P5 already before even the detection zone of DRS will be enabled at the end of the next lap. But now, crucially, he has 3 seconds to catch up to Ayman, and then further up, it's the lead train of Sharis and Raiden Shogun. So it is still not over. And Naufal has disconnected, so the Williams not having a good day today. Oh my goodness. And let's see how far up Levi can go now. Only 9 tenths behind Ayman here.
It's definitely not been an ideal race for most of the teams. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, more than 7 drivers already retired for this race, so it's definitely not ideal. But Levi is still trying to fight for any position available right now. Ayman's the victim of Levi, so definitely has to hold out or be quick enough to get away from Levi. So I think we'll have to see. Sector 2 is definitely a very interesting spot for Levi to overtake. Apparently, it's their favorite spot to overtake, so it's definitely some place that Ayman has to be careful of. Make sure that Levi doesn't get in the way of them as they race through
again,
here. Almost
Levi making
tap,
the same show yourself in the mirror move, and then almost spooking Ayman into a mistake that happened to Bagas, and now Ayman almost fell for it. But there you go. The gap is grown to 5 seconds between the top 2 and the next 2 here. So the win might be out of question here for Ayman and Levi, but there you go. Levi is battling it hard, showing us who is the boss here out on track today. All the while, top 2, they're still running away. Raiden trying to keep within 1 second of Sharis and hold on to that P2 spot. Now Levi, Tiger Pants, let's see how much can he attack. Ayman is really holding off the Aston here. Onto the pit straight here. Not enough top speed though. He ducks back into the slipstream. Now on the inside, will he lunge? He goes for it. Ayman turns in a little bit too early.
Oh my god, Ayman.
And that is Levi who takes the P3 away. Happily though, I suppose. Ayman down to P7 now. Will he get any more positions there? Yeah, he is still on track. He's able to continue, but that is a significant cost of positions. Down to P7. Levi now released in P3. Up ahead, looks like the battle has settled now for a little bit, but here, look at that. Kendrick, Tomo, Levi, all on the fresh tires. Kendra on the soft tires as well, fresh ones. They are up in the positions that they have wanted. Still, it's not resolved. 2 laps to go, Nick.
Yeah, it's definitely a very long 2 laps remaining for some of the drivers. Naufal has rejoined from this session. I think they have did an unfortunate disconnection, but I'm glad that they're back. Unfortunately, a lot of points have lost from them, though. Kendra trying to get back positions now behind Kendrick, trying to make sure that he doesn't get more mistakes, more positions lost. But it's definitely interesting to see drivers at the front of the grid getting pushed to the back of the grid, and now being back at the front of the grid again due to the amount of stoppages that we have this round specifically.
Yeah, just about a lap and a bit to go here. This would be one of the 2 overtaking opportunities you'll have. This run down to the main straight with DRS enabled on this lap, and also next lap on the final one. Kendrick looking for this best finish in the Ferrari. P4. Tomo looking for a good finish here as well. Can he chase down Levi with a lap to go? Looks like Kendrick will get the run on him. Tomo holds back. He's low on batteries, low on charge here, and he's got nothing to fight with. Kendrick up into P4 right now. Wow. Alright, there you go. Ferrari up into P4. Next up ahead is Levi Tiger Pants in P3. It looks like Kendrick might have just closed the gap a little bit there, and might just be within DRS. And just in the background as well, we saw Aswan making a move on Lemon Boy up to P7. That's probably a battle resolved from Monaco, and finally Aswan getting past Lemon after 1 full race. I'll say that, but yeah. Tomo now in P6 behind Kendrick, who's trying to chase down Levi, and this is still a battle for P3. It's not over just yet. Anyone makes a mistake and you may lose the final podium position here. Alright, let's see how fast can Tomo go in this middle sector. 8 tenths the gap to Kendrick. Kendrick 1.3, 1.4 behind Levi, and it's slipping away corner by corner.
Definitely as you see Kendrick, a little bit slow through that section, but you have to be careful not to hit any walls here, especially coming into the castle section. Well, they both survive. They do very conservatively through there, which is a smart move. Kendra though, yeah, and definitely trying to make sure that he can gain positions as you see slowly kind of catching up to Tomo in certain sections. So definitely very interesting to see the gaps moving by. But Charis coming down to the final corners of the race. And
There you
have we
go.
ever doubted Charis? I don't think we have ever doubted Charis.
There was a sliver of doubt here today with that drive-through, with that penalty that he had early on. But, safety cars, VSC, he showed us that you still have a fighting spirit. You can make it. And he makes it work for one more time in Season 7. Charis is your race winner. And Raiden, after a valiant effort, will come home in P2. Levi Tiger Pants, brilliant effort from him as well. Unfortunately with some incidents, comes home in P3. Kendrick, take a bow. What a show for P4. Tomo all the way from the back of the grid in the sprint. And now he's up into P5. Kendra comes in P6. Aswan, well, not a good day in the office for the Mercedes in P7. Lemon in P8. Zanubi comes home in P9. Naufal in P10 after the disconnection. Foliate now coming across the line. He will finish in P11 after what looked like a possible podium finish today. He's in P11. Ayman Haikal, what's happened there? Did he disconnect or DNF on the last moment? He might just be out of the race in P12. And looks like Alan might just inherit that P12 across the line here.
It's definitely a very interesting race as we see Alan try about to cross the line. But it is what it is. A lot of things have happened. I think the series are going to be very busy. Hopefully drivers can help to make sure that we have a clean race by reporting all incidents that we have. I think the series might want to have a certain talk with the drivers in terms of the racecraft. It's not something that we can comment on right now, but it's definitely something that we have to.
We'll definitely have to look back,
later.
At incidents and then advise drivers accordingly. But race is done. Charis is your winner. Raiden takes the second spot, and Levi Tiger Pants once again on that podium, edging ever so much closer to the full-time drivers. Perhaps a full-time seat if there's ever a seat to open up, but it's getting close to the end of the season. He's showing why he wants to be on the full-time grid next season. There you go. And Tomo from the back of the grid today, despite having a quali ban, starting in the last position in the sprint, and then having a bad sprint race, starting towards the back of the main race as well. There you go. He is up there in P6. He gets the driver of the day. Well deserved in my opinion. And a lot more drivers I think showed us today in the chaos that if you keep it calm, keep it out of the walls, Nick, like you always say, the position is yours to take away. Who is your highlight of the day?
No, the highlight of the day is the amount of stoppages. Is the chat is that getting riled up right here, but I'm still controlling that. But for me, the different drivers defending each other has been very interesting, with the amount of different drivers getting to see the podium position for a while. But as things go on, as drivers start to make mistakes, I think it's really important to show that racecraft is very important in this league, huh?
Exactly, and racecraft, a little bit of luck as well, right? I think we've seen some drivers got a little bit unlucky with circumstances or, skills, simply put it. But yeah, circumstances, skills, and a bit of racecraft definitely plays a big part in sim racing and in real life as well. There you go, Nick. I think we might have just had our worst run ever of 2 races in a row, Monaco followed by Baku. We knew it was going to be difficult, but we finally got through it. And next week we are heading to Canada, where hopefully it starts to calm down as we head into the final leg of the season. Race number 7 is going to be Canada. Race number 8 is going to be Spain, am I right? And then we head on to race number 9. I forgot which race is it. And then we have a trio of Austria, Silverstone and Spa to finish off the season. So it's all open tracks, possibly less incidents, more heart-to-heart racing, wheel-to-wheel hard racing there, and hopefully drivers will have a little bit more fun. So now let's get to the tough part of the day, interviews. So let's have Tuna in first, Nick. I think you may have some questions for him today.
Oh, well, I'm not sure. Last I saw, Tuna might be getting dinner.
Hey there, Tuna. So,
I think,
Yeah,
So they are
unfortunately,
here.
there with the multiple disconnections today, and you decided to retire the car to, so that it doesn't disrupt anyone else. But how was the race going from the start of the race, and then in the sprint, in the main race? Did everything go as planned until the disconnections today?
Uh, Pretty bad. I can't say it was my best.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't like I was sliding around a lot and messing up. So yeah, it's not the best from any point of view.
Right, and after Monaco, and now we headed to Baku. Two tracks where it's all about the walls. Some drivers were complaining about the pace. How was it for you today? Was it on pace? Were you taking it easy today? We saw a lot of complaints before the race by everyone. How was it for you?
It was pretty generic, I say. I wasn't doing anything special. I was just trying to keep out the wall.
All right. So next race, Canada. Hopefully, if you make another reserve appearance, how are you feeling about Canada? There are still some walls there, but not as tight around here. Maybe Wall of Champions you might be careful about. How do you rate your chances in Canada though?
I have not driven there yet, so we'll have to see next week. Not a single second.
Right. And well, I think you've been doing pretty great so far, turning up for races, and we definitely would like to see you next week as well if the opportunity arises. So I think you may want to take a rest today after all the 2 fun weeks, I'll say, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Let's get more drivers into the interviews if there are any more. We'll just wait for them. And
I think a few drivers are a bit too heated, but I got a feeling that everyone's kind of discussing in it right now.
Let's possibly pull Alan in from the Ferrari chat here and see what happens
Alan?
here.
Is Alan ready to interview? I don't think Alan's ready to interview right now, but we can always try to ask him.
Well, we'll force him here into the media room, and there we go. Hello, Alan.
That is not ideal for you.
We forced you into the media room. So how's things going today? The chat's riling up. I think you might be a little bit riled up as well. Talk us through what went wrong today there. Was it a little bit of driving from yourself on that last safety car? You did not pit, and it was just inviting trouble. Was that a conscious decision to stay out, or was that a mistake? Well, looks like Alan's muted.
Unfortunately, Alan's not in the mood to talk, so it is what it is.
All right, so we'll move him back for a moment here, and let's see if we can get someone else to join us for a moment.
Oh, I don't think. I think at this point, I think this time around, I think everyone's a bit too riled up. So I think it's best if we don't have it here. Time around, I think
well,
everyone's
yeah.
know that it's a bit too riled up.
Yeah, and well, I think we've had a lot of action today. Popcorn's refilled twice. Yeah, Rono, I think you should be just in the chat all the time. But yeah, we'll see you next week again, Rono, for Canada, I hope. GG's as well to everyone. And I think, Nick, like you say, we might just keep it here. No more interviews for today. And over to you for the closing ceremony, as usual.
Yeah, it has been a pretty interesting race this time around. Round 6. Round 7, though, we are going to the Canada for the Canadian GP. It's a bit wider. It's we have more runoff here. A little bit of walls, the infamous walls of champion. But I think some drivers will appreciate the fact that we're moving away from street circuits for now, especially in such big cars. But if you did enjoy us commentating, definitely be sure to give us a like, maybe subscribe. And if you want to join us, maybe chat with the drivers in terms of how their race has been, you can do so in the description below. We will be having our Discord invite at the description below as well. If you want to join the league or maybe see any other future events that we have, you can join us in the Sim Grid. We have right now Season 7, but we have possible other races that might be coming down later this year as well. But it has been fun. It's been Newbie as well as Delvin commentating for this race, and we'll see you next time.
Right, ciao everyone, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next week for the Canadian Grand Prix. Till then, it's goodbye from us. Ciao.